zeitgeist of the time frame of 1906 was that of close relation to the pig war, which was going on in the world. Pavlov, I feel as well, was influenced with what was going on in the world around him, such as the pig war, taking place and being centered on the tariff conflict between two countries. So that is with the pig war, what was going on during that time. And being able to observe the behaviors of nations, Pavlov was able to come up with his publishing of Psychology of Dementia Paradox. So I want to just be able to reference and pinpoint that I believe that during this time of 1906, the world or the country, I should say, was just at an odds because they didn't understand why this tariff conflict was going on within countries, because rather than trying to come up with a plan or a solution, it was becoming more of a problem. So I believe that really influenced the way Pavlov started thinking, as well as he knew the past psychologists were wanting to focus on behaviors, but I think this pig war effect had an effect on him and being able to want to have a deeper meaning of that. In wanting to understand the different disorders and illnesses associated to humans, he wanted to be able to experiment on a mammal, which is that of a dog, and their reactions and behaviors, which again, it falls back to prehistoric Greek, Roman thought and Renaissance era, the Middle Ages, and how it influenced and how we just wanted to pay attention to human behaviors and reactions. And it is seen in Pavlov as well, as he was trying to see with dogs and their reactions and their behaviors. So through this, he was able to produce the common word as what we know, classical conditioning. So this is when we first got brought forth. So we kind of had an idea of what it was, but he's the one that really put that definition to a meaning. Pavlov's conclusions and behaviors were able to be reflected in Edward Thorndike's publishing of Animal Intelligence, which I think exactly Ivan Pavlov influenced Edward Thorndike, because he was the one that was able to say, okay, let's experiment on dogs. And so Edward Thorndike then had a publishing of Animal Intelligence. In writing this, he was able to have a developmental step in the mental world in being able to identify the animal behavior and the learning processes, in which eventually led to the theory of connectionism. So I really think that we're able to see the connections with them here. And they're just both trying to understand the behaviors and the conditions and being able to see the mental illnesses connected in reactions, but specifically in this era, in this time, they were trying to understand, Ivan was trying to understand that of people, and then further dogs, and Edward was trying to further understand that of dogs and animals. So furthermore, giving us the ability to see behavioral responses to specific stimuli with trial and errors that can affect our neural connections in our brain. Thorndike gave us the ability to be able to give the people to know that there was so much more information and trials to be done on the brain to begin to understand that of mental illnesses and disorders. So his research did not just help and influence that of psychology and being able to understand the mental mechanisms coordinated with a dog and their behaviors, but also just gave us the ability to want to be able to understand more parts of the brain and why we have different connections and why certain people have mental disorders and how their brain mechanisms are different from a normal person's behavior.